What's going on, YouTube? Thomas L here. With Captain Marvel opening this week, I decided to do my top 10 favorite female-led action movies. Because over the years, there's like lots of great female heroines who have led films, and whether it's Ellen Ripley or Wonder Woman or whatever, there's been lots of really good female-led action movies over the years. So that being said, here's my top 10 list. Coming in at number 10 is Haywire. This movie is critically underrated. I mean, it got good reviews and all. Like, believe it has like an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the movie still didn't really get talked about as much and all. I believe it did pretty good in the box office, though. Anyway, here it pretty much starred Gina Carano. Yeah, Carano. Almost forgot her last name. Of course, she's the famous MMA fighter. This is pretty much her breakout film role, and she was actually really good here. I mean, the woman did not really have any acting abilities or anything like that. But what Steven Spielberg did with, pretty much he hit like, she didn't really talk in the whole film throughout the whole film. She barely talked because she's not really that much of an actress. So what they pretty much did just have her do the action scenes and here on out. And Gina Carano, I thought she was terrific in this film. And it also had people like Channing Tatum, Michael Fassbender, Antonio Banderas, Michael Douglas. Good cast. And the action that Gina Carano did in this movie, I thought was terrific. I mean, this movie got released in January, and it's probably one of my favorite January release. Okay, it's really awesome. I mean, in it, you got Gina Carano pretty much plays a Mallory Kane, who's like a highly trained operative for a government security contractor, and like her mission is to take her dangerous areas. And so, like, after she successfully frees a hostage journalist, she's, betrayed and left for dead by someone in her own agency. And so, like, knowing her survival, depends on learning the truth behind the double cross. And so, Mallory pretty much uses her Black Ops training to, set, like, some traps and all. And, Mallory knows she'll pretty much die unless she can, turn the tables around. It's really fun. Like I said, it has some really cool violent actions in it. Gina Carano, she's a really good action star. I mean, she's not a good, kind of like how I say with Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal, I'm being straight up, he's not a good actor at all. But the guy is a good action star. Same is going to go with like Ronda Rousey is not that good of an actress, but she's a pretty good action star, And it makes me want to see Carano probably do more action movies like this. Since this, she's been she was in one of the Fast and Furious movies, which I think it was part 6 she was in, if I'm not mistaken. And also she was in this movie called In the Blood. I mean, the woman's actually really awesome. Now, I don't really watch MMA, so I never really seen her in the ring or anything. But from what I heard, she kills it in the ring. And I admit she was actually my pick for Wonder Woman. I know that would be unpopular to say, but for me, Gina Carano was my choice. I mean, she kind of has like the strength of Wonder Woman. I mean, she has the body built. Although she's not, like I said, she's not that good of an actress. But hey, Gal Gadot isn't that great of an actress either. But she killed it as Wonder Woman. So, of course, I'll get you Wonder Woman later on. Anyway, coming in at number 9 is Charlie's Angels. Now, this is the remake of the classic TV show with Farrah Fawcett. The action is pretty cool. I really like the chemistry with the Angels. Of course, it's led by Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore. John Forsythe, who actually played or I should say, voiced Charlie in the original TV show. He actually voices Charlie in the movie version. So there's that. And not to mention, she had Bill Murray. It was directed by Mick G. Really awesome film. And I also really like Full Throttle. To be honest, I probably prefer Full Throttle over the first film. But they're both pretty fun. And too bad they never really went ahead and did a third one with Diaz, Liu, and Barrymore. But I'm actually really looking forward for that new Charlie's Angels movie that Elizabeth Banks is directing. That I'm actually really interested about. Coming in at number 8 is Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Now, this is also based on the video game, and it stars Angelina Jolie. Now, I probably would have gone with the one with Alicia Vikander, which I slightly enjoyed that a little more, but I really dug the Jolie one. It is lots of fun. I mean, Jolie as Lara Croft is amazing. I mean, she's pretty much a female Indiana Jones. That's what I always look at with Lara Croft. Like, she's pretty much a female Indiana Jones. And she's a really cool character for Jolie to play. And Jolie, I mean, Jolie has done some pretty interesting action before, like with Saw and Mr. and Mrs. Smith and Wanted. But this is probably my favorite action role of hers. And I mean, if you guys haven't seen the first Jolie Lara Croft movie, you could probably check it out. It's really good. The sequel, though, which I believe is called Cradle of Life, whatever it's called, that's pretty much horrible. The first film is the best. Coming in at number 7 is Underworld. Now, of course, here you got Kate Beckinsale, who's like a vampire orphan who, in the wake of a bloody lichen attack, works for the vampire clan as a trained killer. And of course, she pretty much faces off against vampires, werewolves. I mean, I believe this is based on a graphic novel or comic, if I'm not mistaken. To be honest, I know the movies of Underworld, but I never really understood like the books or anything like that. But Kate Beckinsale, who doesn't love Kate Beckinsale in black skin tight leather? Let's be for real there. Of course, you got Micah Shane. This was directed by Len Wiseman, who I believe was Kate Beckinsale's husband, or I think he still is. I'm not 100% sure, but of course, Len Wiseman did a good job of directing. And of course, if followed off with a couple of sequels. Some of the sequels of Underworld were good. Some, especially that last one that got released, which was, I believe, 2 years ago, or I think it was last year. I can't remember, but I think it was 2 years ago. That was, oh god, that was so bad. But the first Underworld's the best. I mean, Kate Beckinsale, she just nails as this role. Alright, coming in at number 6, might be a little bit unpopular opinion, but I don't care. I'm saying it, Resident Evil, which is, of course, like Lara Croft, this is also based on the video games. I don't care what anyone says. I really have fun with these Resident Evil films. I mean, Mila Jovovich as the role of Alice, she nails it as the role. Of course, you got Michelle Rodriguez in this. It's directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who's hit and misses sometimes. I mean, Mila Jovovich, I love her as Alice. She really plays that role perfectly. She kicks lots of butts. And yeah, I love the action in these things. I mean, are they like great films? Maybe not. But they're really fun to watch. And yeah. It's a shame we're not going to see Mila Jovovich as Alice again, though. But hey, who knows? Maybe when the next Resident Evil comes out, maybe it'll end up being better than the movies. Who knows? All right, coming in at number 5 is Wonder Woman. Now, this is, of course, the first female superhero set in the DCEU. And I mean, Wonder Woman is really great. I mean, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, she played that role perfectly. I really like Gal Gadot. I mean, yeah, she's not really that great of an actress, but her as Wonder Woman, I just think she nails the role every time. Like every time I see her as a role, whether it'll be this or Justice League, she's really perfect as that role. And also, not to mention, you got Chris Pine. He was great. It was directed by Patty Jenkins. She did a great job at directing Gal Gadot in this. Yeah, I mean, Wonder Woman is really cool. And of course, the scenes with the No Man's Land, that is a really cool scene. And yeah, I mean, if you guys still haven't seen Wonder Woman, definitely check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. But yeah, again, who still haven't seen Wonder Woman by now? Let's be for real there. Coming in at number 4 is Kill Bill. Now, Uma Thurman, she is awesome in this. It's directed by Quentin Tarantino, starring Uma Thurman, Vivissa A. Fox, Daryl Hannah. I believe Lucy Liu's also in this too. Of course, you got David Carradine. R.I.P. David Carradine, by the way. This is really bloody. I mean, there's lots of cool violent action scenes in this. I really simply love the Kill Bill films. Like, Uma Thurman was cool. Of course, the fight scene between Uma Thurman and Daryl Hannah was cool. I really simply love this film. And too bad we never got to see a third one. I mean, I know there's been talks about Quentin Tarantino getting a third one made. Sadly, that never happened yet. But if ever is announced that a third Kill Bill is getting made, I'll watch that in a heartbeat. All right, coming in at number 3 is Foxy Brown. Now, this was like one of those blaxploitation movies from the 70s. Foxy Brown is probably my favorite blaxploitation film. I simply love this film. I mean, I actually recently rewatched it. I think it was on Stars Encore. The movie still holds up. I mean, you got Pam Grier as the title of Foxy Brown. Not to mention, you got Antonio Vargas. You got Terry Carter. Really cool cast, but really, Pam Grier is kind of the only one I actually know of in the cast. And I mean, here you got here's what's pretty much bad. Like, unable to pay back $20,000 he owes to the mob. Small time hustler Link, played by Antonio Vargas, instead gives up the identity of an undercover cop played by Terry Carter, who happens to be dating his sister Foxy Brown, played by Pam Grier. And so, like, Foxy, pretty much quits to make the connection and swears vengeance because the gangsters actually killed the cop, which is of course Foxy Brown's brother. And so Foxy Brown pretty much poses as like a prostitute, and with the help of like a group of neighborhood vigilantes, she pretty much tracks down the hitman and their mafia bosses and like their own brothers. I mean, this movie is awesome. It's very violent. I mean, Pam Grier kicked loads of butts here. She was also in Jackie Brown, by the way. So Foxy Brown, Jackie Brown. I used to always thought they were connected somehow, and yeah, Foxy Brown is really fun. I mean, it's really pure 70s action fun. I mean, if you guys never seen it, I highly recommend it. And I gotta say, I'm a little surprised they never did a reboot of it or anything. I mean, I can imagine actors today playing the role of Foxy Brown. Like, maybe you got Taraji P. Henson as the role. I don't know, maybe Tiffany Haddish if you want to spice that thing up. Yeah, if they ever announce a remake of Foxy Brown, I gotta admit, I'll be down to see one. Because it'll be cool seeing what Foxy Brown movie will look like today, Anyway, coming in at number 2 is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Now, technically, this is more of an Arnold Schwarzenegger film, but really, I mean, let's be for real. Sarah Connor had more of a big presence in this than Arnold did. And Linda Hamilton, I mean, her as Sarah Connor is an iconic female heroine. I mean, here she's of course trying to protect her son here, from the T-800. This is a really fun flick. And I gotta say, it's actually one of the rare sequels that's actually better than the original. I mean, the Terminator is, of course, a classic. Got released in the 80s and all, but the sequel is much better. I mean, Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor is great. You got Edward Furlong as her son. Arnold, of course, as the Terminator is great. I mean, this is a really fun sequel. I mean, it's also directed by it was the last Terminator movie directed by James Cameron, and I really love this one. It's cool sci-fi, cool action. I mean, Linda Hamilton with a giant shotgun. I mean, how cool is that? I really love T2. And I admit, T3 was cool too, and some of the other Terminators was alright. But the best out of all the Terminator films will always be Judgment Day. And one of my anticipated movies of the year is the new Terminator, which will reprise Linda Hamilton as the Sarah Connor role. So, fingers crossed, that's really good, by the way. And that's being directed by the Deadpool director, so I got faith in that one. All right, my number one favorite female-led action movie is kind of a no-shocker. That will, of course, be Alien. I mean, Ellen Ripley, she is an iconic action star. I mean, if it wasn't for Ellen Ripley, we probably wouldn't have action stars like we probably wouldn't even have Sarah Connor if it wasn't for Ellen Ripley. You probably wouldn't have Katniss Everdeen. You probably wouldn't have Wonder Woman or anything like that. I mean, Ellen Ripley pretty much set the bar for female action heroes, and of course, it was directed by it of course starred Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley. I believe Ridley Scott directed the first one, and then I believe James Cameron directed the second. I was confused with directors, to be honest, but yeah, I really love Alien. I admit, Alien is probably even better. Kind of like how I said Terminator 2 is better than Terminator. Alien is probably better than Alien, but both are still really fun. I mean, come on, Sarah Connor is taking down the Xenomorph. How can you top that? And of course, it's one of Sigourney Weaver's iconic roles. I believe it's like her first lead role, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I really love Alien, and the action is pretty cool. Yeah, if you guys still never seen Alien, check it out. And really, Ellen Ripley is the one you got to thank for for other female heroines we have today. I mean, of course, we got people like Rey from Star Wars, Katniss Everdeen from Hunger Games. She pretty much set the bar high for other female action heroes. So yeah, if you got definitely see Aliens if you still never have it. And I still wish Neil Blomkamp and company would go ahead and get Sigourney Weaver back as a role, because I'd love to see Sigourney Weaver as Ripley again, but don't think that will ever happen. I hope it happens, but we'll see. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick one now. Number 10, Haywire. 9, Charlie's Angels. 8, Lara Croft Tomb Raider. 7, Underworld. 6, Resident Evil. 5, Wonder Woman. 4, Kill Bill. 3, Foxy Brown. 2, Terminator 2. 1, Alien. Now, there's a few other ones I could have added. Let me pull up the other list. Speak of Hunger Games, I could have added that one. Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron. That was a really cool film. Let's see. Hannah with Saoirse Ronan's a good one. Colombiana with Zoe Saldana. La Femme Nikita is a really good one. Another Luc Besson movie, Lucy, I could have added. Rogue One. Edge of Tomorrow, G.I. Jane, Salt, Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I could have added. Let's see. Crouching Tiger, definitely not Ultraviolet. I kind of dug Blood Rain. I mean, that's actually the only old ball movie I actually really like. The sequels for that are we don't talk about, but I really get a kick out of the first Blood Rain. But anyway, yeah, there's lots of really good female action led movies. Let me leave you guys. What are some of your favorite female led action movies? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Tom Sells signing off.